G'day guys, my name is Pistachio and today I'll be reviewing one of the best release mice of 2022, and that's going to be the Razer Viper V2 Pro. I was lucky enough to snag one of these white versions locally from a second-hand reseller at a very sweet price. First off, I would like to talk about my initial impressions when I was first greeted about the mouse. Visually, it is super sleek, and there's minimal branding except for the little Razer logo down there, as well as the sticker at the bottom. The weight has been significantly reduced from its previous predecessor, the Razer Viper Ultimate, by almost 20 grams. The initial weight was roughly 75 grams on the original Viper Ultimate, and the Viper V2 Pro has roughly 58 grams of weight. And as the new V2 Pro has been weight reduced, it has also gotten rid of some very unnecessary additions, in my personal opinion. The shape has been changed from being ambidextrous to just symmetric by just removing the side buttons on the right side. They've also swapped out the charging dock / single USB receiver to a small unit with a USB-C plug-in and a slot for the USB receiver in a smaller form factor. The finger groove still stayed the same, as well as the rough plastic texture, and the build is still sturdy as a rock. The mouse gate design has been changed by a fair bit by cutting down on the edgy sides to smooth out and round them for less likelihood of scraping or clinging to your mousepad. Other than that, everything is still basically the same. But then we venture into what's the inside of the mouse. We are greeted with the newer version of the Razer Focus Pro optical sensor that has 4000 Hz polling rate potential. And then next up we have the clicks. The Razer has went up quite a notch and implemented their new Gen 3 optical mouse switches on both the side buttons and the main clicks. They can reach up to 90 million clicks in its lifetime and feel really nice. They do an insanely good job of actuating with light to medium pressure wherever you press down on the clicks. In the V2 they removed the RGB to ensure less latency and to minimize battery drainage for longer lasting sessions and better performance. And of course the elephant in the room has to be addressed, which is the 4000 Hz polling rate. In addition to the mouse base that has become quite popular over the last year. Point of its existence is to lower your input delay. Usually mice have standard 1000 Hz polling rate as their cap, but with 4000 Hz polling rate it makes registration possible in 0.2 milliseconds, which is absolutely absurd. After all that, I need to address my initial experiences in using it for the last couple days. There's a bit to nitpick for me personally. Starting with the coating of the mouse, it's just not it, chief. It's a rough plastic which I thought would make it grippier and easier to handle, but that's just not the case. My hands are fairly hot and tend to sweat, so my hands don't grip well enough on the mouse and it doesn't make for a super experience on occasions. Then there's the shape, which is really nice, don't get me wrong, but it's just not for me. I have a hand size of 21.5 centimeters and 11 centimeters and it doesn't seat comfortably enough to either claw or fingertip. The side cushions of my palm feel a bit pressured and uncomfortable, and the scroll wheel I'd prefer to have a bit more rubberized or a silicone grip. At the moment it just has these little bumps all across the mouse wheel, and it does feel like my finger slips a bit as I don't scroll with a lot of pressure on the wheel. And then there's the 4000 Hz polling rate. It is only achievable by purchasing an extra dongle, which is very hard to come by, as obviously everyone is looking to get their hands on one. So that's just my 2 cents of experience. Overall I can say the mouse is bloody brilliant. It is super responsive, you feel at the top of your game even without the 4000 Hz.
Not a zip to our right?
No, here in front of us.
Hello? He's dead? Oh, I didn't get one of those by damn shots.
That was so clean.
Down, I'm finishing. Could really push us.
and the mouse skates are enjoyable after initial break-in, but I always prefer third-party skates like Tiger Ice or Core Pads. Technologically, this mouse is at the top of the charts besides 8000 Hz, which is achieved by the Zorn Koenig M2K, but that jump is almost unnoticeable. The mouse is priced at $140 and on top of that, if you want the 4000 Hz polling rate, it's an extra $30, which is a bit of an oof. So it is up to you to decide if the mouse is worth it or not at that price range. So that's been my insight into the Razer Viper V2 Pro. Thanks for watching, guys, and take care, and I'll see you on the next. A peace.